All right, let's talk about this matchup between Michael Morales versus Gilbert Burns that's happening this Saturday. Now, on paper, it kind of feels like a crossroads fight. Am I right? You've got a young, undefeated prospect in Morales, 17-0, smooth striking, strong wrestling background, doesn't rush anything. And then on the other side, Gilbert Burns, the veteran, the former title challenger. Still dangerous, but definitely feeling the wear and tear of that long career. But here's the thing, this ain't just the young lion versus the old vet storyline. This is the biggest test for Morales' career, hands down. Burns might be aging, yeah, but the man can still crack, still grapple with the best of them. And he's been in there with the best, like Hamza, Usman, Bilal, Wonderboy. And to be fair, Morales hasn't seen that yet. So now the question is, can Morales stay composed when things get gritty? Can he stop those big right overhands, those blast doubles from Burns? Or does Gilbert Burns remind all of us that the experience still matters? So let's get into what Morales can actually bring to the table, because this dude is legit, like really legit. We're talking about a national champion in both wrestling and kickboxing before he ever stepped into the MMA cage. And when you watch him fight, it shows. He's not just throwing wild combos hoping for a knockout. He's clean, calculated, and composed. His jab is sharp, his timing is solid, and he doesn't waste any movement. Everything he throws has a purpose. That finish over Neil Magny, beautiful. Just picked them apart, stayed patient, and then turned on it when the moment was right. Same thing with Jake Matthews. People thought Matthews might test him with that experience and pressure, and Morales just made him look like a step behind the whole fight. But the underrated part is his wrestling defense. Like he's got that crispy striking, but go back and watch how he handles pressure, how he shrugs off takedowns, how quick he is to scramble when someone grabs his leg. The kid knows how to stay out of bad spots. Now the real test is, can he do that all against Gilbert Burns, a guy who wants chaos, a guy who will eat a shot to close the distance, grab a body lock and throw you on your back before you even know what happened. That's what makes this fight so interesting. Morales has looked flawless so far, but Burns is the first guy who can really test whether that calm composure holds up under fire. Now look, I'm gonna be real with you, I'm leaning Morales in this one. I think the youth, the composure, the jab, the range management, it's all gonna add up over time. And it's not like Gilbert hasn't been showing signs of slowing down. That Sean Brady fight, he looked hesitant, looked like a guy who wasn't pulling the trigger as fast anymore. And against a guy like Morales, who just so dialed in from range, that hesitation can be dangerous. And he's on a 3-fight losing streak. Mind you, it was to killers, but I do think he's fighting another killer. But with that being said, you can't really count out Gilbert Burns. You really just can't. If Morales makes even one mistake, Gilbert has that kind of power and grappling to flip the entire fight. He's got that I've been here before energy. He's fought Hamza in the war. He's out-grappled top guys. And if he gets close, if he times one of those overhands or gets a clean entry on a double leg, it could be a long night for Morales. But Burns needs chaos. He needs to turn this into a dogfight. He needs to make it ugly. He needs to crowd Morales, get inside that jab, and land those big meaty hooks and mix in those takedowns. If he sits at the range and tries to strike clean, he's gonna get picked apart. But if he can get his hands on Morales and drag him into deep waters, you never know. That's what Gilbert thrives on. And even if he's a plus 500 man, it's not like he's some washed up gatekeeper. He's still Gilbert Burns. But let's be honest for a second. I don't think that chaos game plan from Burns is going to work this time around. I really don't. I think Morales is just going to give him way too many problems, straight up. Like, first off, Burns has always been vulnerable to straight shots. That's the thing. You go back and watch the Usman fight or even the scrap with Hamza, those clean straight punches down the pipe, they get to him. And Morales, that's exactly what he throws. Fast, straight, snappy shots right up the middle. I don't think Burns is going to be able to avoid those for long, especially with how many miles he's got on him now. Dude has been through wars and it's starting to show. The speed isn't the same, the explosiveness isn't sharp, and at a certain point, your chin starts keeping score. And even if Burns does get the takedowns, which, let's be real, he might, Morales has shown that he can pop right back up. The dude's hips are strong. His base is strong, and he doesn't panic on the mat. He's not just laying there waiting to get past. He scrambles, he posts, he creates space. So yeah, maybe Gilbert Burns will give him 1 or 2 takedowns early, but if he can't hold him down, dude, it might be a wrap. You're giving a precise striker more and more chances to get your timing down, and Morales is sharp enough to make you pay for it. And honestly, man, it's hard to pick Burns here, and I want to. I like the guy. He's a real one. But I just think this is one of those fights where we see the new wave take over. Morales is fresh, longer, faster, and I think this is a moment where he stamps himself as a real threat in the division. And yo, let's talk about something that low-key gets overlooked, and that's Gilbert Burns' movement. Like, bro, when have you ever seen Burns manage distance well? He's not a guy who glides around the cage or cuts angles slick. Nah, he kind of just marches forward with a burst of explosiveness, and that works when you're the faster guy or when the other dude's afraid of your grappling. But Morales, he's not biting on that. He's not gonna panic. When Burns comes crashing in, he'll circle out, reset, and keep sticking him with the jab. It's like, you ever watch Gilbert in round 3 of a tough fight? That bounce is gone, he starts plotting, that shoulder slumps a little, the blitz comes in slower, and that's the window Morales eats off of. He's not a fast starter, he's a system fighter. He builds. First round is data, second round is adjustments, third round, that's where he starts picking you apart. And bro, the body work, don't sleep on that either. Morales isn't just a headhunting guy. He goes to the gut with those kicks, and they're sneaky. He'll touch you low, then snipe the chin the next exchange. It's calculated violence, and Burns has never been the best at defending his midsection. We've seen him fade when guys stick to the body, so if Morales is mixing levels, controlling distance, and not letting Gilbert tie up, man, it's going to be a long night for the vet. And that's the real clash here. Morales fights like a sniper. Calculated, precise, clean technique, no wasted energy. He doesn't force the kill shot. He waits, he lines it up, and then he takes it when it's open. Burns, on the other hand, he's a shotgun, explosive, aggressive, and when he's at his best, he overwhelms you with chaos and power. But over 5 rounds, that style difference gets amplified because a shotgun's the most dangerous in those early exchanges, when it's fresh, when it's wild. But as the fight drags into the round 3s, the round 4s, the round 5s, that chaos starts to burn out. The movement gets slower, the burst comes in fewer and farther between, and that's when the sniper eats. Morales doesn't need to win round 1, he just needs to survive the blast. Let Gilbert gas out, trying to create these chaos, then start picking them off range. That's where this gets dangerous for Burns, because if he can't land early or get Morales down, round 4 and round 5 are gonna be hell for him. That's when the sniper closes in and starts carving you up. And the more I think about it, this is the kind of passing of the torch moment. Gilbert had his run, respect to him, but Morales is the new wave. He's not just hype, he's got the tools, the composure, the patience, and I think come fight night, we're gonna see the beginning of the end for Gilbert Burns as an elite level fighter. Hate to say it, but the game's catching up to everyone eventually, am I right? And honestly, man, I don't think Gilbert makes it out of this one without thinking real hard about retirement. Like, I'm not trying to be dramatic, but if Morales goes out there and just pieces him up, keeps stuffing those takedowns, touching him up with that jab, beating him up to the punch in every exchange, what's left for Burns at this point? He's 38 years old, he's taken damage, he's fought all the killers, and if he gets styled on by a 24-year-old who's just now entering his prime, that's a hard pill to swallow. And it's not like he's gonna make another title run. There's too much traffic at the top, too many young killers. You can only be the gatekeeper for so long before it starts hurting your legacy. So yeah, I think Morales wins, and I think it's one of those fights where afterwards we get the gloves on the canvas moments. Burns might say it immediately, but the writing's gonna be on the wall. Respect to him for everything he's done, but this feels like the end of the road. Morales is here, the division is moving on, and this fight might be the one that finally pushes Gilbert out of the game. And I'm gonna be real with you, I think Michael Morales is the future of this division. Like, straight up, I could absolutely see him becoming the welterweight champion down the line. He's got everything, man, the size, the skill set, the calm under pressure. Plus, he's only 24 years old and already has this composure. And to me, that's scary. I mean, we just saw JDM grab the belt last week, and I'm telling you right now, Morales is right behind him. The dude's gonna give the entire welterweight division problems for years to come. But I will say this, if Gilbert Burns somehow pulls it off, I will be impressed. Like, seriously, I'll give him all the credit in the world. It'll be a hell of a win, but I don't think it's gonna happen. A couple years ago, yeah, this would have been a crazy matchup. Back when Burns still had that explosive burst, that quick twitch, it would have been a way more competitive fight. But now, he's definitely has slowed down. We saw it in his last fight with Sean Brady, and he just didn't look the same, guys. I'm being real. And look, I'm just being honest here. I don't think he's got another run left in him. I think this is it. I think Morales might be the one to send him into retirement, and that's okay. There's no shame in that. Gilbert had a great career, always brought the fight, but time catches up to everyone. Either way, it's gonna be a good scrap, and I am looking forward to it.